So I'm Ivy Rivera, Psychic Medium, and we're going to go ahead and get started here with your weekly short scope for the week of Friday the 10th to Friday the 17th. What is going on, Aries? Aries, the first thing I have with you are the first 3 days, okay? So this is going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I have you grabbing at an opportunity, grabbing at a situation, and I want to say grabbing at some conversation. It would appear that you're spending about 3 days trying to cultivate something that has not been coming to you very easily. My interpretation of this situation, though, is that you're really not all that tired. So I think that this is something that you feel will be uplifting for you. For those of you who are doing this with a relationship, a romantic partnership, my sense here is that you should be mindful about someone else not really being exactly where you want them to be. If you find yourself in a relationship where you're putting in the majority of the work, or where you are trying to push someone to give more than they're capable of, to receive more than they've been capable of, you want to be mindful of that. Maybe this isn't always the best fit, okay? For the rest of you, it feels to me like you're trying to give something in a loving way. And I feel great about that. You want to give, you want to even overgive, you want to lavish someone with love, go for it. I do hear some business opportunities coming up for you, financial gains on Monday and Tuesday. Keep the door open, and it's more like pay attention to the phone ringing, okay? Taurus, what's going on with you for the week? Taurus, I have you going forward. And this represents progression. And then I have you going backward 2 steps. So I want to say 1 step forward, 2 steps back. You may find yourself in a self-doubting position this week. And it's imperative that you're tuning out the words of others. You are tuning out, even more importantly, the negative thought processes, the negative words in your own head that might be leading to you thinking for some reason that you cannot accomplish what you were hoping to. I have a lot of evidence here that it's in the bag. And I feel like whether we're talking about a romantic partnership or we're talking about work or some type of a promotion, I do feel like it's in the bag for you. And there isn't a whole lot else for you to do to get it because you've already laid down a lot of that groundwork. But if you lose the confidence, you could cost yourself some of this opportunity, or you may have to wait for it to come up again. I'm hearing a lot from the mothers, the grandmothers, the aunties coming through from the other side, watching out over you, and talking about this being a good time for you to plant your seeds and to watch the harvest grow. Give it about 6 to 7 months, maybe 8 months tops. Lots of good coming up with you. Gemini, I have you going in a bit of a circle here and trying to go behind you on what looks to me like a unicycle. I know how crazy these symbols sound. I enjoy saying them out loud just to be a weirdo. So what we're talking about here is you really being in control. You finding yourself in a situation in life where you're not in a normal position. You're really out on a limb. Anyone riding a unicycle clearly has special skills, and they're clearly in a different type of a situation than the average person has found themselves in. Also, a different type of a challenge has finally come to the surface, and I feel you really tackling it. I see you really being up quite high, very confident, moving at a steady pace, and going back behind you, checking from your past, what have I done? What have I learned? What have I accumulated? You're taking all of your skills from the last 6 to 7 years and you're putting them into the future over here to some really, really good use. And it would appear that a lot of what you've picked up isn't just about financial gain. It also has to do with progression in your romantic life as well as career, how do I want to say this? Career expansion that will help other people. So it's even bigger than just you. Okay, be open to that. I do have sort of like a hot sexual night going on. I want to say Saturday. Whether you're meeting someone new or this is something you're doing with your love partner, seems to be a lot of zest going on there. And it feels to me almost like lock the doors, take the night off, and just allow for yourself to feed this energy. Cancer, what's going on with you for the week? Okay, Monday and Tuesday. Monday and Tuesday. On Monday, I have you feeling as though you're climbing out of a bit of a pit and like you're seeing a golden opportunity to get yourself up to some higher ground that you've really been wanting to achieve for a long time. You feel like this is sort of the top of the mountain for you. This is something that you need and you have to hold steady with once you get up there, and you're aware of that and you feel that you're more than capable. You've just been waiting for the window of opportunity, for the door to be open for it, and it will be. Now, just because it's sort of brewing on Monday doesn't mean that you'll all see it on Monday. A lot of you won't see it until Tuesday. So you take it, you go, you stay steady. And I keep seeing you taking a flag, and it's almost like putting your flag in the ground, like claiming your state, claiming your territory. So hold ground to where you are. For those of you that are having negative influence coming from outsiders, especially including your parents or family, I want to say that you may hear people saying to you, that's not how we do it, or that's too different, it's unconventional, this is not tradition, this is out of bounds. I want to say that this is a great week for you to really confront those people, or don't even bother, who cares what they think. But if you do, you may want to really test those limits and say, really, who are you to say what's conventional, unconventional, what is right, what is wrong, based on what? Where do you get these concepts? And you do you. You do what's good for you. Leo, what's going on with you? Wednesday, big hit day. Friday, Saturday evening. Saturday evening is more about love. It's more about romance. I see you giving out a card that looks to me almost like a Valentine's Day card. So whether your lover is having a birthday or you're just showing some display of affection, but a card, of course, is going to represent communication. It's words. And so you might be communicating a certain kind of love, especially for those of you who find yourself in a new relationship. You might be confessing this for the first time to this person. I feel like you might get a pretty good return on it, but don't be surprised if some of you find your partner kind of running off in shock or like they didn't see it coming. Give it some time to settle down. Give it about 3 days. It will likely come back around. The other hit days that I have for you have to do with you really digging deep. Now, I'm seeing a big, deep well of prosperity, but sometimes you walk up to a well and you don't have a bucket, okay? Or you're not sure what's down there. My sense here for you on those other 2 days is that you do have a bucket and there is something of value down there. So dig deep, work hard, and take the benefits for yourself. Virgo, Thursday is an interesting day. Friday afternoon is an interesting day for you coming up. So on Thursday, I have someone coming to you talking about an opportunity that you may have overlooked, or it was hidden from you, or it didn't belong to you, or you're only going to get it if you network. For some of you, it also seems like it was available, or you thought you had it in the bag, you wanted it, and then it was removed from the table. This could have been anywhere from 1.5 years to 2 years ago, and for some of you, it was more like 7 and 8 months ago. I have this opportunity coming back up and around. This is not a time for you to say, well, I want control over it, or it is mine. It's really not. Like, you can't have it unless you take it from this other person or this other outlet. So let's just focus on working together, getting your foot in the door, and locking this thing down. Libra, what's happening for you? A lot of chatter, a lot of chatter, a lot of chatter. I have a week full of conversation. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday evening, there's a lot of talk about what you need to be doing. Did you do everything right? Did you dot your I's, cross your T's? Have you finished the contracts? Did you turn in the paperwork? There's a lot of questioning. For those of you that are married or in a long-term commitment, you may be questioned by your partner. Did you do what you were supposed to do? Why isn't this done? Why is this done halfway? I think that it's important for you to step back and to say, everybody needs to just back off a little bit, and I am going to go process this. I'm going to go figure this out, because you really have been working yourself to the bone, and every now and again, you still have to stop and take responsibility for it and say, okay, if I've been working myself to the bone and it still isn't good enough, clearly something has to be revised, revamped, reconsidered. You're not a horse and you can't get blood out of a rock, okay? So you're going to have to figure out what needs to go and what can stay. Scorpio. I have a little bit of a temper tantrum coming in here from behind you. I want to say skeletons in the closet, stuff swept under the carpet, unfinished business coming from somebody. Somebody may trigger you into having to address some unresolved issues, unfinished business that you have. You can't really shoot the messenger, okay? You have to say, well, maybe this is something I should have cleared up or worked on prior. Here it is again. And we need to take responsibility for it through proper boundary setting, because a lot of it is going to have to do with you being almost insulted or pushed to do things beyond your comfort zone that you really don't want to be involved in. So try to be realistic about it. I do have a lot of paternal energy coming in, influencing you, as well as, I want to say, native guides this week. Tuesday and Wednesday, you're going to want to pay close attention to your dreams and symbology being given to you. For a lot of you, it may also come through numerology. And I see a friend stepping in this week with a lot of feminine energy. This person's stepping in to get you to talk a little bit more, to come out and play, and will help you to put some things in perspective, because Scorpios, there are some things that you've been wanting to change and haven't been able to really find how, and this conversation will help. Sagittarius. Okay. So Sagittarius, I'm kind of laughing. I see you getting on a bicycle and I see you going this way. Now, what that's going to mean is that you find yourself in a confident position this week where you're saying, I'm going full steam ahead, I feel good about this, and it's going in a free will direction, okay? Different than a destiny charted direction. It means that you have more say in how much you reap and sow. It's sort of like a karmic direction. You can manipulate a lot when you're going in a free will direction. All of a sudden, I had you getting fed up, taking the bike and throwing it, and you were just like, forget it, I don't even want to deal with it. I want to say if there's a situation going on, whether it be romantic, whether it be with your children, whether it be with your money, finances, work, it seems to me that you might get fed up with the situation. For some of you, I see you trying to purchase a house or a vehicle and just being done with the situation. You're going to need to step back, give it about 2 days. And for some of you, I almost feel like even just 2 hours if you were to step away. Allow for other solutions to come into the space. Sometimes when you're working on something so hard, you can't hear what the universe has for you otherwise. You may end up with a better outcome than you had even originally been pushing for. Capricorn, I see you eating desserts. I see strawberry shortcake. I see you making desserts. All of these are prosperity symbols. The fruit, the baked goods, all of this is prosperity. I also feel like you're giving it out. So Capricorns are going to find yourself in a unique position this week, especially, I want to say Thursday evening, Friday, Saturday afternoon, where people are coming to you for healing. You need to give out what you have in abundance. And for some of you, even if you feel like I'm kind of maxed out, I don't really have too much to give, you may still need to give, whether it be verbal, monetarily, just of your time. So watch for people coming and needing. I also have you exploring a little bit of cleansing time, a need to get away and release some things that have not been working for you. For many of you, it has to do with relationships, boundary setting, people taking too much, you being sick and tired of feeling guilt, and you needing to wash these people on out of your life. Do what you need to do for you. For some of you, you're debating on going back to school or getting that extra training. This would be the time to register. Aquarius, Thursday, all day. Friday in the evening, Sunday, especially in the afternoon, and then leading into Monday, we have a couple hit days for you where I feel money nicely flowing in, and then it's almost like you need to put it away and you need to get ready to invest it towards something better. For those of you who have been looking at purchasing something larger domestically, a nicer car, whatever it is, new appliances. I feel like this money will nicely go toward that. I'm also feeling that some of you were looking at starting a family, pregnancy, in vitro, adoption, things like this. This would be a great week to toy with that because you may just have the breakthrough that you've been waiting for. Others seem to be going through a need for healing. I want to say back issues for those of you, and I can't prescribe or diagnose, but for those of you who have been debating, should I go for the back surgery? Should I go for this type of healing or talk to the doc? This is a great week to seek some medical and holistic advice and really move forward toward the end of the week, okay, which is gonna be next Friday. I have more money coming in, but you have to look at it and you have to say, is this something I can really keep up with, or what's the wisest thing to do with this chunk of money or this work opportunity that's coming in? Is it something I can really maintain? Treat it accordingly, okay, be realistic. Pisces, what's going on with you? Last sign of the zodiac. I see a horse coming in here. A horse is always going to represent power, meaning your power, but all of a sudden the horse became more of a pony and then it sort of stopped moving. So what could be happening is that a new opportunity opens up for you over here to the future and you find yourself taking it and feeling like, oh, of course I'm worthy of this. This is going to be amazing. And then all of a sudden you kind of shrink down a little bit and you're not so sure that you can handle it. I want to say the solution is not to stop and buckle under the pressure. The solution is more to just throw yourself on the horse, get back up on the horse, and see whether or not you can ride this thing. If you fall off, probably just get back up, okay? It doesn't feel like anything major. For a lot of you, I feel like I'm talking about love. For those of you who have been out of the loop for a while and you have someone approaching you who seems to really be a good fit or seems to be a lot of fun and adventure and is saying, come along with me, let's do this. This is something you really should explore. And I'm not feeling like throw a total caution to the wind, but I am feeling like at least get out there and give it a whirl. For others, you may be in the process of moving, and I feel like there's a lot of nervousness, concern. How is this transition going to go? It's going to be really important for you that you create a quiet space. If you are in movement or transition with your residency, and make sure you're not getting too overwhelmed by what's around you and who's around you. Put some money away on Thursday. You're going to need it for this upcoming week. All good things coming in this upcoming week for you. Very exciting. Okay, what a busy week. Again, I will be posting the extended weekly horoscopes for your upcoming week on my YouTube channel, Ask a Medium at Reverend Ivy Rivera. And if you guys want to catch the next Ask a Medium show here on Instagram and Facebook Live, where I take your personal questions, you can do that on Friday, May 24th at 9 p.m. Eastern. Thanks.